Hello and welcome to the Mid-Ohio Valley Public Forum video podcast. I'm Jennifer Bryant.
And I'm Kim Van Ryn.
And we're your co-hosts. The current pandemic has changed life quite a bit in our country.
And this is an election year. Candidates haven't been able to campaign for office the way they normally would. We hope these podcasts will enable you to become better acquainted with the candidates and make a more informed decision when you go and vote.
Our podcasts are available on multiple platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, or by searching Spotify or your favorite podcast outlet. Election day is just around the corner. Early voting begins October 21st. That's on a Wednesday. It ends on the 31st. The very last day to vote is November 3rd. That's a Tuesday. We hope you'll make an informed decision and make sure you get to the polls.
This afternoon, we'll be interviewing Tom Rafferty. Tom is a candidate for Parkersburg City Council, District 7. Welcome, Tom. We're so glad you could join us.
Hello. Thanks very much for having me and doing this.
Well, for those of you who may have missed our conversation with Tom during the primary, we're going to link that in the comments below. But take just a minute and give us a short introduction on who Tom Rafferty is and why you decided to run for council this year.
All right. I'm a lifelong resident of Parkersburg. I've got 2 grandchildren, a third on the way, and I would love for them to be able to grow up and live their life in Parkersburg with jobs that would let them live a comfortable life here. That's one of the reasons I'm joining. Public service in general, I think is more, you can't just talk about it. After you've talked so long, maybe you need to get in and try to do something about it as well.
Well, Tom, we take for granted that you're running for City Council to benefit the people of Parkersburg and District 7. So can you tell us a little about District 7? Where is it? And also, what are the 3 main problems you see as impacting District 7 right now?
All right. District 7, best, easiest way I can explain is it contains 7th Street after the Domino's Pizza. You would go by, it would have the Dog House, Kroger. It extends out past Parkersburg Catholic, Hamilton, all of the neighborhoods named for presidents, clear out to Core Road. Some of the noticeable things I think anyone in that area would realize, if you've ever tried to get anywhere as you drive past the McDonald's, we need to fix the road there where so that traffic can go by as people are trying to get it in and out of there. If you've ever been near Kroger when it rains, we need to do something about storm drainage and our infrastructure. And just in general, we need to get good employers in the area so that people can afford to, or can earn a good living and go to Kroger's or the Dog House and enjoy themselves.
Well, it sounds like infrastructure and jobs and the economy are huge focuses. I think everyone can agree those are issues we need to address. Do you have any specific plans for addressing those issues, or any other issues you think need to be addressed?
I'm new to City Council, so I don't have specific plans. I will work with anyone, and I will work as hard as I can to make Parkersburg as attractive to businesses coming to the as possible. One of the things I think Parkersburg still needs to deal with is the non-discrimination ordinance. I think major companies nowadays know the importance of integration or acceptance of all kinds. And I think actually having that would make Parkersburg a more attractive city to big companies than not having it.
Yeah, most of our major employers have some sort of policy in place already. So that's definitely
Absolutely.
probably, yeah.
So, Tom, voters don't often have the opportunity, especially this year because of the pandemic, to get to know candidates for office as people on a personal level, rather than, as a candidate. So, with that in mind, we'd like to ask you a few questions aimed at getting to know Tom Rafferty, the person, not Tom Rafferty, the candidate.
Okay.
What would you say you're most passionate about?
Justice, I think. I believe in the rule of law for everybody, and I believe that everybody deserves a equal playing field.
So, what qualities do you value in the people around you?
Honesty, I guess, integrity. That would, and I suppose a good work ethic too. I was fortunate enough to grow up. I've worked since I was 15 years old, and most of the people that I'm around have had the same life experience that I have. We've worked for what we have, and I think that's helped make us who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you enjoy doing in your off time?
Most of my free time now is spent with my grandchildren. I have two, one in the area, one outside the area that because of the COVID, I haven't gotten to see near as much. And I'm expecting a third about a week after the election. But most of my free time I spend enjoying them.
Well, with that, we've come to the end. Now we'd like to give you a few minutes to tell us and the voters anything else you think we need to know, including how to get in touch with you, get more information on your campaign, get a yard sign, etc.
Okay. I've got two things I'd like to say because I've had some conversations with some people that are already on city council, and there's one thing I'd really like to clarify. I don't believe there's any more honorable profession a person can go into than law enforcement. But I believe when you choose to go into law enforcement, you place yourself on a higher standard than just the general public. I love the police. I believe the police want the police to do the right thing. And because you want them to be accountable does not mean you're anti-police. That's one. Number two, I've been told that I probably will not get elected because I speak my mind and I'm too free with my opinion. But I'd like to say that I'm not going to change the words that are coming out of my mouth based on who's in front of me. I will tell you what I think. If you ask, I will tell you what I think, whether I think you'll like it or not. It's being honest, and I think that's important. If you want to get a yard sign, I still got plenty of them left. You could contact me. I'm not sure if you have my contact information, but I'll give you my phone number. It's 304-991-0489. And if you would like to support me, I would be glad to get one to you. Other than that, I would hope people will vote for me. I want to do what's best for Parkersburg, regardless of whether we're Republican or Democrat. I would encourage the most staunch Trump supporter and the wildest Biden supporter both to go out and vote, because that's how it's supposed to work, is both people have their say, and then we'll see how it turns out.
Well, Tom, we thank you for taking the time to join us and help the voters to get to know you better. And we wish you good luck with your campaign.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate everything you've done here to help educate the voters.
Well, thank you so much. Everyone, stay safe and wash your hands.